data set here, I can do so. Obviously, just a kind of a local connection. Much rather do it, through the external tools. But database. Here's our Power BI data sets. I can do a new script. Let's see here. Awesome. So I can see some of the output. And let's do XML. Oh, I might need to do one more. Scripts. New query, DAX. Yeah, I guess this is it. All right, let me jump back then. Oh, it's because I don't have anything. Let me open the file, but compatibility level, obviously 1465 in this example, 1520 for Power BI data sets. Everything that Power BI is, just one massive JSON body. That's it. That's the magic behind the tool. So download or open these files here now. Downloads. Cool. So if you want, you can open the dev and the final version. And we'll take a look at this. Close. Hopefully everyone's enjoying kind of the new desktop there. I'm really enjoying it with the watermarks. It's a lot of fun. And then the splash screen where we can close if we accidentally opened it. The Google Analytics icon though is a little off-putting, but we won't tell anyone. I like it though. It has kind of worn on me here. The more I see it, I'm like, that's actually pretty fun. It's not too similar, but not too different either. So within my dev file, I've got my model, I've got the entire branch here. External tools, tabular editor. I'm just going to save the model.bim file here now, so that way we can see the complete JSON. Cool. So download, open. Model.bim, this massive JSON body. We were talking about it. Awesome. So one massive file here. If we wanted to switch to the right, of course we could do line by line comparisons. What has changed in this schema? What has changed in this schema? I would not recommend doing that. So don't do that. Leverage the external tools. So what we're going to do is we're going to use ALM Toolkit to compare schema differences here within this JSON body. So to get started, I'm going to jump back over to our page. Get out of here. One more. Awesome. Power BI, tabular object model, all of the metadata. It's all structured, all rules. So comparison now. Supported dataset connections. So maybe you're doing some in analysis services, maybe you're doing some in Azure, Azure analysis services, SQL Server analysis services, or Power BI Premium via the XML endpoint. So as of today, it is currently within kind of public preview for XML write capabilities. So if you want to write directly to that premium data set, that is a functionality available to you today. For general availability, I want to say later this year. If not, then kind of early as of next year, but very, very close. You can also do deployments to an additional Power BI desktop file, so maybe merging file contents, or metadata only. So over here, writing to a BIM file, writing to a PBIT file. So in our first objective here, we're going to compare schema differences after a change has been made. With both files open, we can navigate now to the ALM Toolkit, like we have here. I'm going to press compare. And I see here the sales demo final within one Power BI desktop file. I can click down here on my target, change it to my dev. Obviously, source and target, I may want to just flip those. I can press the kind of the switch button here now. Dev here is my source. Target is my final. It's like in our demo. Press OK. Cool. JSON body we were just talking about, all those definitions here within our Tableau object model, graphical user interface, line for line compared. Obviously calendar compared to calendar, same definition here within our source. No differences. So we're going to scroll down here, line for line, no differences. But let's make a change. Let's see here if we can start pointing these out. So within this example now, we will go to our sales demo dev file. We're going to disable auto time intelligence. This is the worst setting in the world. Hopefully you've already disabled it globally, but if not, do that for me now. So file options, global settings, data load, time intelligence, auto date time for new files. Just disable it. Bring in an actual calendar table. If you're not familiar with this setting, what it does is for every date or date time field that you have in your model, it creates a virtual calendar table in the background. So if you had 20 dates, 20 virtual calendar tables. If you kind of watch Guy in a Cube every once in a while, they'll say they reduced a model by about 80%. More than likely, it comes back to just this one simple setting. You're probably asking, well, Alex, why would they include that within the desktop? Just to invite people in, kind of with the low to no code experience, where they don't need to have a calendar table to get insights. They can just drag and drop, kind of through this auto-generated. For us on the dev side, though, way too much. Get rid of it. So in our example here, current file, data load, auto date time. We're going to disable this now. Press OK. It'll destroy those data tables. Just in the background, you won't even feel it. You won't notice it. Pressing OK, though. With an ALM toolkit, let's do our compare once again. I wish there was a refresh up here. That would be one of my kind of good feedback to Christian. Compare demo file to our final. Press OK. Goes out there and recompares these. I'll go into full screen. Awesome. So table, calendar, I can see some gray area here now, missing in source. What action would I like to take? Maybe update it, maybe skip it, maybe delete it. I have control now of what items I would like to deploy. If I'm not ready to make that change yet or not deploy it yet to my final model, maybe kind of that XML endpoint as well, you have that capability. Just to choose skip it now, maybe make an update. But within our file here, we're going to snap back to kind of this workshop. We can see these rows. We can also see the same definitions. We may want to go ahead and kind of navigate here now to the Home tab and select the Validate selection. You can see all these different warnings. Unable to delete the relationship just between calendar and local date table. Reason for this, just that simple little checkbox that we just showed. Unfortunately, there is no way to programmatically update that. It's not a part of the Tableau object model. So that is a manual point and click. That is a change. Just unfortunately, that's not able to be updated. Kills me, but it is what it is. So in our example, navigate back to our home. We can press update. Sure, we want to update the target. We can press yes now. Let's go ahead and refresh our comparison. Deploying those metadata updates. Successfully reprocessed. Kind of these two tables that were affected. Press close. Yes. Awesome. So two different models, one in dev, one in final, have now been merged here. Same definitions. Scrolling down, you can see all of kind of the output here as well. If I was to click on table, I can see all the metadata here for table, same definitions. But let me pause. Is anyone currently using ALM Toolkit? Is this maybe your first time seeing it? Let me know. Glenn's saying yes. Alan, you're saying maybe.
Never heard of it before.
Never heard of it. Oh. Glenn, you said you're using it. I think you're on mute though.
Looks cool though.
Yeah. Because especially just for local development teams where they're like, well, we were passing around a Power BI desktop file back and forth, just have one final version. If one group is assigned to doing the measures, another one's kind of assigned to doing, maybe a little bit of modeling. Just merge those together.
I haven't used it myself. I had hoped to get some overview of it here to see if it would be applicable.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Hopefully some good things then from what you're seeing.
Oh yeah.
Well, then let's kind of continue here just through this track. Once again, I wish we could programmatically disable that checkbox, but it just keeps me up at night. So let's talk a little bit more about these actions. So choosing the appropriate actions based on our target. Within our demo file, we're going to navigate to our fields pane, and we're going to just open up Power Query. So here now, let me get to the dev file. Whoop. I'm going to snap this to the left. I'll keep that on the right. So we'll do transform data within our warehouse items. Right click, edit query. Man, being this zoomed in, it's fun. All right, so we want to update, selecting a few columns here now. So within the warehouse items, we want to select, and I'll do home. Select columns, choose columns. Awesome. In my screen, it obviously looks a little bit different than yours, but I'm going to select tax rates, unit price, suggested retail, typical weight per unit. Oh, what am I going to do? I'm going to set the data type. Oh, that's why. It's ABC. All right. Now here it's killing me. All right, so I'm going to select unit price, tax rate. All of these are set to text where they should be numbers. Get out of your column profile. So I'm going to select these. They're currently text. I can see by the APEC. Transform data, detect data type. Convert these over to numbers, 1.2s. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Home and close and apply. Let's do that. So we're going to reprocess this table, right? We made some changes to the underlying structure. This wouldn't just be a metadata deployment because we converted the columns from text into numbers. And then we have our state province field. And we're going to take a look at one of our row level security roles. We're just getting some comments here from it. So if I navigate to kind of the state province field, state province, I'll drop this. There we go. Awesome. So we can see all of these kind of users. For to drop in a measure, obviously we'll see that kind of the chart just make it a little bit bigger here now. Within the modeling tab, we'll view this. We're just getting complaints that people are having access to the wrong data. So I have a role here, row level security, Florida sales reps. If I press OK, I lost Florida. What happened? Something just didn't happen here. Something's wrong with my model. I need to inspect it just a little bit more. So I'm going to navigate now just to this role. So if I see my data, state provinces, the state province, stop viewing. So it's actually 2-letter abbreviations. I was typing out the full name, Florida. Navigate to our modeling once again, manage roles, state provinces. I'm going to update this. So from Florida just to FL. So I'm not changing anything within the table. I'm not making any reprocessing needs. This is purely just metadata only that we're going to update for this individual rule. Press save. They look good. Order ID from our sales order lines table. We don't need to have kind of our foreign key here just represented. So I'm just going to right click this and we'll do a hide just to get rid of that here within our report. So at this point, we've made one change, which requires a reprocessing of the table. We've made another change, obviously, which is just going to be metadata. And then kind of here within the order ID, we're not hiding, we're not deleting the column. We're purely just hiding it from kind of the end application. So whether that be Excel, Power BI, whatever it may be. And then we also want to create some new measures. So here within our sales order lines table, we're going to create a new measure. Just a couple of these the old-fashioned way. Right click, new measure. And this formula bar. So we can say total quantity. Just our easy sum, sales order lines. Quantity. Cool. So once again, not changing the model. All we've done is just write a little bit of text here called total quantity. Whenever it's dropped on the canvas, obviously it'll then process in terms of the database engine. But for all intents and purposes of the JSON, it's just one little line of text. To do it one more time, new measure, we'll add one more here for total quantity of month to date. Total MTD, we'll do total quantity with our calendar date. Cool. So two measures, just doing multiple measures now. So if we wanted to deploy 200 measures, keep in mind all it is metadata. And then our format here for both of these now, total unit price, we can change the format just to currency. So just a kind of one of those properties. And cool. Total unit price, update this. Looks like copy and paste. Awesome. Sweet. So we've made quite a few changes within our model. Within our dev, we're ready to just convert and kind of merge this now within our final model, just in another file. Keep in mind that file could be open, it could be closed, it could be just connecting to an XML endpoint. However you want to deploy or kind of work your DevOps process for application lifecycle management, fine to do so. So ALM Toolkit, we'll do a compare here again. Power BI desktop, our dev file. Desktop here at the very bottom. Did I lose my final? No, it's there. So let's do compare. There it is. Dev and final, press OK. Awesome. So I can see several differences now in the different changes here. A lot of these themes though. So let's do select actions. Now say let's go ahead and hide skip objects with same definition. Awesome. So select hide skip objects with same definitions. This now tells me exactly what changed. So here are the different definitions, and it might be just a little bit. Yeah. Can I pull this up? Cool. So we have a new measure that did not exist within our final state. So that action will be a create. So we're going to create that new measure. Total quantity month to date, once again, just not existing within the previous. Total unit price, though, we did update that DAX expression. So previously it was not formatted, so we added that currency format. We also updated the expression here. So previously it was just the sum, we changed it to a sum X. We're going to update that then from our action. Now warehouse items, if we remember, we actually changed, if we were to scroll down here, it was previously identified as a string data type. So just our text, we're now updating it to a double. So all these metadata changes, here's the Power Query, the underlying Power Query definition as well, being updated. So it's not just the model, it can be the Power Query expression here as well, the M expression. So Let me jump back over to kind of our workshop here. We've checked the different roles as well. So all of those have been updated. Everything looks good. I'm ready to just validate these selections, just seeing if I have a kind of a warning. So I'll press validate selection. It's kind of giving me a few here, just unable to update because the target is a Power BI desktop or PBIT file, which does not yet support modification. So some modifications are supported right now. Others, once again, are just coming soon. That's just part of that full general availability story that Power BI is working towards. Metadata deployments here with the measures, more than fine to deploy those. So with this, we can press OK. We then press update. Yes, fine to do so. Metadata has been deployed. Just tables have been reprocessed. We can press close now. Refresh our model. Same definitions. Obviously here the table just not able to be updated. Just kind of keep that in mind with some of these structures. If you are deploying though to the Power BI service, it is available to make those changes, just not within those local desktop files. Reason for that is just Power Query is kind of attached by nuts and bolts and bubblegum and band-aids at the moment. So until Power Query is able to kind of tell a better story there in terms of application lifecycle management, just still a little bit of issue. But a lot of that does get separated within the Power BI service. Cool. So hopefully kind of seen a lot of these kind of benefits today. Reporting differences. So you can create the export here. This will then go to Excel. So you now have just the full version history, maybe of any changes that also occurred. So if I press report differences now, we'll get the Excel file. All of this is documented for you. So just a great resource here to have in terms of version history. Okay, going back to this, it's a very kind of simple tool. I think that's why I love kind of using it here. I'll do a compare though, and we'll connect out to just a Power BI data set. So let me do that here now. So within Power BI, Power BI champs, Power BI. And then I'll upload this file. So if you have Power BI Premium today, it does have the XML endpoint. So Power BI Premium workspace connection, you can connect directly up to your model. So as we're talking about, we're making these changes, they're metadata only, but if I press File, Publish in Power BI, it forces the entire model to reprocess. Not the case with application lifecycle management. Just deploy the changes to the endpoint. So do get data, do files, I'll bring in this local file, I'll put final, cool. So everyone excited for premium per user? Just getting a lot of these features unlocked. I know it's going into a kind of public preview here, I think in November. Awesome. So let's do settings. I'll kind of show here premium copy. Over to ALM. We'll connect to our data set here within our workspace. It prompts us now. Oh no, I gotta go back. Let me delete this. Power BI desktop, paste. Give me nice prompts. Oh no, you do compare one more time. Yeah, it's gonna yell. I had to close it. Use the wrong authentication. Ah, press close. I'll open it one more time. Hopefully it releases. External tools, ALM toolkit. Fingers crossed. Yep, there we go. Sweet. I've never worked with a screen this magnified, so it's a fun time. All right, so sales demo final. We're connected out to our workspace. We can see our data sets. Here I'm working on my dev. Press OK. It's now comparing my local model, my local copy, up to the Power BI data set up in the service. Once again, if I have changes, I want to merge those. So I'm just going to right click. Let's do skip selected objects. Of course, it's not responding. Hide, same, different definitions. I'm fine with that. Let's go ahead and get those updated. Calendar tables, let's definitely delete those. I'm not ready to make this change yet, so I'm actually going to say skip. So I have that control. Validate selections. It's telling me, hey, I'm looking through. Here are just some information. We're going to delete these, update. Press OK. Press update. Press yes. So full application lifecycle management from your local desktop up into the Power BI service. It now went through and did a metadata only deployment because it was just deleting some of these items, making, obviously some of the new DAX measures being added did not have to fully reprocess. Press close. Yes. Refresh. Awesome. So same definitions now. And then the one that we chose to skip. Boom. So let me pause there then. Application lifecycle management, just for those who have maybe not used it in the past, hopefully something that you can see immediate kind of benefit to in either using today with local deployments, or if you do have an environment, maybe it's analysis services, on-prem or Azure analysis services or Power BI Premium. Hopefully you're looking at this and saying, wow, this could be a really useful tool. Let me know. Let me know your thoughts. Awesome. And then just where do you go from here? Power BI.tips, they have a great series just from Christian Wade. Kind of a very similar, about 45 minutes in length, but then also kind of a 20-page white paper over here that just goes over it into kind of the complete story. So it was previously titled BISM Normalizer, and then about, I want to say about 20 some odd pages. Oh, all right, 30. But it goes over all the kind of use cases, merging. If you want to do command line deployment as well, you can automate a lot of this. So just a great application to kind of add with your Tableau modeling. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Use the GitHub for follow along. If you have maybe a friend or kind of a coworker that was unable to make it, send them the resources. I'm going to continue to add these as much as I can. But hopefully just a top to bottom way to just learn these tools, kind of within the hour-long session. Any questions? Frank, appreciate you hanging out. Alan, once again, appreciate you hanging out as always, sir. Oh, you went on mute, Frank. There you go.
I clicked too many times. Best practices. Is there any resources that that are published that can give us examples of best practices for modeling and or design?
So I mean, kind of everyone's mountain, I would say, is SQL BI in terms of just tabular modeling. Their training is bar none in terms of, they have a free data modeling course, incredibly rich and once again free. If you're wanting to get more kind of very specific kind of use cases, they may have a lot of those outlined within their paid courses. But just a great introduction, SQL BI. And then they champion a lot of these tools as well. They're friends with kind of all three of the developers. So from Tableau Editor for rapid development, DAX Studio for performance tuning, and now application lifecycle management with the ALM Toolkit, they talk about all three of those.
Okay, great.
Through their blogs or posts.
I'm gonna dive deep into those because I'm one of those techie geeky guys who wants to know pretty much everything.
Yep. That's I'm with you. It's like Power BI Desktop has been just this closed software for so long. So the fact that they've kind of opened it up just for developers and kind of these development tools, I'm just seeing the community kind of run wild with all the different possibilities for true development, not just the point and click style. But it's a fun time.
Well, that's my background is really I'm a C developer and a C++ developer, and also database Oracle and or MySQL. But one of my biggest pet peeves is sometimes Microsoft, especially, or like when Power BI. Sometimes I want to get a little bit more codey, and I'm like, well, if I could use a regular expression right here, I could actually search all that.
Are you using Tabular Editor yet, Frank?
Sorry?
Are you using Tabular Editor yet? I think you'll love this. If you're not.
No, I'm not. Oh.
So then let me blow your mind here.
Okay.
Tabular Editor. Go out here and download this, and I have the Tabular Editor kind of walk through as well out on that GitHub. So here within the model, just one big JSON, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll do sales order lines. Kind of in this example, let me get rid of these 3. And then I'm going to do quantity, unit price, pick quantity. So I'm going to pick 3 different columns within my model. Advanced scripting. I wrote this script here, the big 3, as I like to call it.
Mm-hmm.
C#.
You.
So watch this. I've got 3 selections. I press run. Measurements. All 6 different measures written in the click of a button.
Oh, that is awesome. Tabular. I'm going to get that.
Yeah, Tabular Editor. As a C# guy, I'm like, as a C# guy, you're probably like, all right, this is cool. Tabular Editor an hour over here out on this GitHub.
I'm typing it right now.
Awesome.
Got it. Yeah, I that is like the answer of my dreams, because basically sometimes I feel like, all right, enough with the point and click. I gotta do some code here.
Yep. Well, I think that to me, like being around Power BI at least for the past 5 years, it's gotten to the point where people have gotten really good with it, but the desktop application is holding, kind of the true pro developers back.
Yeah.
So the fact that they opened it up now and said, welcome, run wild here with your tools.
Yeah.
It's a welcome addition.
Yeah, I don't mind getting my hands dirty. Just please, it's like sometimes I was like, okay, I'll use all that on top, but I can get my hands dirty. I'm fine. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to come out here, Tabular Editor an hour, same session kind of style with the ALM Toolkit top to bottom. If I was to kind of show you here at the very bottom, though, script snippets, and this is the part that I'm excited about, is just our community. Here's the complete how to do it in the language. Here are all the kind of variables and controls. But here is time intelligence. So watch this, because the entire world is a template, right?
Yeah, exactly.
If we were to look at it from a programming sense. So I'm going to paste this here now. His template, he calls it date table. In mine, I call it calendar. So I'm just going to update my variable. Complete time intelligence. Select all of these. Boom. 36 measures written in the click of a button from somebody's script that I copied and pasted from the internet.
That's perfect, because I had one specific issue that I needed to deal with. It had to do with business dates. Business days, like something had to be 3 business days in the future or 4 business days in the future, but they needed to compare the difference between. But it was business days, they were not calendar days. And it all depends on if you're the U.S. or Canada as well.
Yep.
So, yeah, I was like, come on, I can do this. In code I could, but.
Well, I think you'll love Tabular Editor then.
Because my wife was making fun of me. She goes, well, you could do business days in Excel. I was like, all right, wait. So.
Solve it once, store the code. Here is a script, and then just run and deploy. And then they do have a lot of DevOps here for completely automating this process. So kind of out in that same repository, Power BI.tips, he has a complete using DevOps, about an hour and a half long session that the creator of the tool talks through.
Oh, awesome. That is perfect. That's
well, any other thoughts, questions? Hopefully you're just going to play with Tab Editor until midnight and you're going to shoot me a message on LinkedIn and tell me how much you...
yeah, I'm going to get in trouble with my wife. She's like, why are you in your office till late at night? So,
yeah.
Because I got a new toy.
This is the one that's worth staying up late for.
Yeah, I know. I like new toys like that.
Oh, I would agree. Well, then let me know, kind of whatever you get your hands on it, some of your thoughts.
Okay.
I'm having a blast though with Tab Editor. To me, it's just finally having that experience opened up for all of us who do want to get our hands on the keyboard a little bit more in depth. I'm like, all right, this is a lot more to our aching.
Yeah, perfect. I mean, I'm installing it right now, and I'm going to go play with it.
Awesome. All right, well, Frank, I'm jumping off, sir. Thanks for hanging out here for the hour.
Thank you very much.
Goodbye, sir.
Take care. Goodbye.